Welcome to another commentary from 2004 on Season 2 of Moral Orel.
Today we're going over episodes 7 and 8.
Yes, what's the episode's names again?
Episode 7 is entitled Pleasure. Episode 8 is Lord's Prayer.
Yes. Pleasure is, Oral goes to church that day.
As most episodes entail.
Yeah.
Except for that one.
Common episode premise. He goes to church. Reverend Putty gives a speech that is incredibly repressive and socially prohibitive, and Oral takes it to heart.
Yeah, it's about pleasure.
Yeah, and he denies himself all the things that give him pleasure, which are typically just being nice and decent.
Yeah.
And so he starts acting like a jerk.
So, Putty goes through, like, all the sins and, like, sinful ways to feel pleasure. And when they talk about, like, self-pleasure, Laberta gets all guilty looking.
Yeah.
She's, like, looking at Clay when he talks about, like, gambling and drinking excessively.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
So, yeah, just hints at traits we know about the... Well, we already know. We never seen Laberta masturbate.
But there was, like, a slight joke about it, right?
There's a joke in the episode. I can't remember if there's past jokes.
I felt like there was one past,
I know
but...
there's a whole episode that's almost feels like it consists of Laberta masturbating in season 3, but
okay.
we already know. We know Clay's an alcoholic. We see that all the time.
I wouldn't call that foreshadowing, right?
It's not foreshadowing. Just a commentary on the trait of the character.
Okay.
And he just, apparently his entire sermon is just one boring list of sins.
Yeah, they're like falling asleep by the end.
And then he names a couple of things that you can do, which are incredibly boring things.
Like enjoying the weather.
Yeah, and getting a good night's rest.
Yeah.
And Oral takes it to heart, and it just starts being mean.
Starts denying himself
any
form of pleasure. And since Oral's a good kid, he gets pleasure out of helping people.
Yeah.
And, like, doing the right thing.
And then he has a dream. He goes to sleep that night and he has a dream about God patting him on the back.
Yeah.
For being a good boy. And it's a wet dream.
Yeah.
He has a wet dream about God.
God is whacking him off. And
well, no. He's just patting him on the back.
Yeah. But the pleasure he feels is so immense.
Yeah. That he came.
Facilitates him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, he, like, keeps a list. Like, we see his notepad, and it says, good doing, nice being, behaving, giving, caregiving, sympathy, and God worshipping.
Yeah.
Once he realizes that is pleasurable for him.
Yes.
When he nuts at night.
And he goes to Reverend Putty the next day. Reverend Putty tells him that he can continue to be good as long as he punishes himself for it immediately afterwards. And he interprets that as giving himself physical pain every time he does something that gives him pleasure.
So then that's sort of like Pavlov's shit, right? He develops, like...
Pavlovian?
Yeah, it's like conditioning. Behavioral conditioning. Pavlov had the dog.
Yeah, I know.
And taught the dog to respond to the bell by giving it treats.
Yeah.
So there were multiple forms of like behavioral conditioning under Pavlov. There was negative reinforcement and positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Negative being you take something away, positive you give something, whether that be pain or pleasure. So now his association of pleasure is now with pain. Psych 101.
I think that starts after he finds a kinkster but like a kinkster that is specific to Moralton, which is a...
No. That happens...
No, he didn't associate him giving himself pain for pleasure was
you're right.
Yeah, he was not enjoying it until he met the kinkster.
It was just very obvious that he caused himself self-harm to the kinkster.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the kinkster brings him to what's essentially an S&M dungeon.
Yeah. How does he find the kinkster? What happens there?
He just meets him in an alleyway, yeah.
Why the fuck's Oral walking alleyway? Well, he's neglected child, so that makes sense.
Yeah, they don't pay attention to what he does.
Yeah. Huh.
And he goes to the...
Because that's the same alley he, like, found crack in.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's what I was getting confused with while we were watching it.
Because of the homeless man?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes to the...
Because all homeless people are, like, on drugs.
Yeah.
They're not.
If you are homeless, that's your own fault, and it's because you're a drug addict.
If you're on drugs, you're going to wind up on drugs and homeless.
Yes.
There is no help for you.
There's no hope for you. Go to hell. Just going to hell. Simple.
All jokes aside, addiction's a real matter. Clay's dad is suffering.
Yes.
It doesn't seem
you
like
mean
it.
Oral's dad.
What did I say?
You
Clay's
said Clay.
dad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Clay is Oral's dad is suffering. And, you know, if you're suffering with addiction, get help. And if you're homeless, there are some resources out there that can help you.
Get them back on your feet.
It's rough, and there's not enough of them.
Like Michael Jordan in the commercial. Get help.
Stop it. Get
help.
some help.
He meets the Kingster, and he goes to the Hallelujah Glory Hole. And he sees various Christian-themed kink performances. Which I think relates back to the creator of the show, Dino Stamatopoulos, I think.
That's close. That's the closest I think we've gotten.
Yeah.
If it's
Stephanie
right or not.
Topless, whatever his name is.
I also want to say, when we were talking about the plurals, or the...
I didn't finish what I was saying about Dino. Dino's
go ahead.
kinks. Dino was married to a dominatrix.
Yeah. As a kid with.
Yeah.
A dominatrix.
I think his child, who voices
Shapey
and Block, I think.
Probably.
Tigger.
Down pitch it a tad.
Stamatopoulos.
She also does the, was it Fractal?
Actually, I might be wrong about that. Who knows?
Okay.
What'd you say? The production.
I thought you were talking about that. Yeah, but the production company, that's her, right?
The wheelchair fairy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
It's like...
Hello, goodbye.
Yeah, that shit, yeah.
But she did all this when she was a little child.
Yeah, she's a teenager now. Dino talks about it on his
podcast. She was
podcast.
a teenager. Because that podcast is several years old now.
Oh, really?
She may be an adult now. I have no idea. It's so and that's like the second time we've seen Kinksters on the show. There was a Satanist episode with
Well, what
Coach
about
Stop Frame?
Nah, the piercing place. That's not really a
in the sex shop.
Oh yeah, that is a sex shop.
Sexual subculture shit comes up a lot on the show, which I think relates back to Dino Stamatopoulos' personal interest.
And I think that like some of this like repressive stuff makes sense. You associate pain with pleasure. Like I can understand that.
The
pushing you into a kink.
Yeah.
You know? Just like you and being told not to pee on stuff.
Exactly. I sure do love peeing on stuff. And he in a scene that Oral goes into one of the rooms and it's implied that he gets spanked.
Yeah.
And he enjoys the spanking.
Which is crazy because he's like obviously a kid.
Yeah, and the
amongst adults.
Kingster has no response.
Yeah.
No problem introducing a kid into a masochism fetish.
Well, I guess like nothing is really happens sexual there.
Yeah.
It's like it's that gray area.
The spanking children, if
you're right.
If you know that that's what's part of it,
it's not good. That's touching a kid inappropriately.
Yeah. If that's an active part of it in your mind, that it's a sexual thing,
and that would be for them. Yeah, you're right.
It still fucks.
But they're like, did you get the lion
These
one?
fictional, not real.
Yeah. They're canceled.
Clay figurines are canceled for being pedophile.
Yeah.
But Oral goes home.
Yeah.
He has another wet dream about God spanking him this time, because now he's a pain fetishist.
Yeah.
A masochist. And he wakes up and he's come to bed again.
Yeah.
He tells his father. His father freaks out and he's like, "I'm gonna have to whoop you in my study." And then he's like, Oral bites his lip in anticipation, and he's anticipation.
So
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Sexual kink.
We saw that together.
Yeah, I know.
I saw it before that.
I just want you to acknowledge it.
Yeah. Tim Curry.
I've seen it as well.
You saw it with me as well.
Yeah, but I also saw it before as well.
Yeah.
As well, though. But
Yeah.
yeah. And he tells him not to do it again.
Yeah.
And he tells him to enjoy not having pleasure in life, because that's all
being an adult is.
To Clay.
Yeah. And that's what's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Is what Clay tells him.
Yeah.
So some of the shit that was happening at the King place, like, it was all religious themed. Was that...
That's just the moral twist.
Yeah. But, like, was the, did you get the lion thing?
What?
They were, like, dressed up like gladiators.
Yeah.
And they were sent to the lions.
Yeah.
Is that, like, Roman
that's
shit?
What they used to do. They used to throw Christians to the lions.
Oh,
feed Christians to the lions.
Understood. Okay.
As entertainment.
I get that now.
Yeah.
And then, like, what else was there? There was, like, an
there was
angel
a lady,
spanking Satan.
There was a lady supposed to be...
Oh, she was crucified. She was getting stoned.
Yeah, but she was enjoying the stoning.
Yeah. It was that one was the most sexually explicit, just in her voicing. Her like, shit.
Just her moans.
There is an angel strapped to a latex Satan. Or sitting on top
spanking
of
the Satan.
One of the things I thought was fucking hilarious, we were talking about the list of pleasures that Orel had.
Yeah.
The way you referred to it was Orel's pleasures.
Yeah.
And it just made me giggle real hard.
The funniest part of the episode for me was probably the wet dreams about God.
Yeah, that's
just for how.
But like also that he is 12 as he corrects in the next episode.
We like that's just around the age people discover their sexuality.
Yeah. I don't think. Nah, I was like 15 or so when I had my first wet dream.
Really?
Yeah.
That's probably earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
No
probably.
Shit.
I'm not bragging.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I had. Not to quote Woody Allen, but I think about that scene in Annie Hall, where he talks about how he was attracted to girls in elementary school.
Uh-huh.
And that scene with a little girl is a dream sequence where a little girl goes, "Alvy, even Freud spoke of a latency period." Just talking about like how you shouldn't be that horny that young.
Yeah.
But some people are.
I mean, I wasn't horny that young, but also like I had already started the stuff.
What?
I had been doing the thing.
Masturbation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do that till I was 17.
Yeah. So.
I knew I had interest. I just didn't did not masturbate till I was 17.
Like I think I was on a period where I had realized I had a problem, so I had quit for a couple years.
Yeah.
For like a year or so. It didn't last that long. And like it was just like a build-up thing. I honestly, and there are communities online. Are we going to talk about this? Are we going to put this in?
I don't care.
Okay. There are communities online that like work on doing it, I think.
What, masturbation addiction? What are you talking about?
No. There are definitely communities online for that, but like having wet dreams. I would love to have a wet dream.
I don't wish to have those.
I mean, like, yeah, it sucks you gotta clean shit up, but like, man, I had the one I remember. I just felt the pleasure, and was like in basically like sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And it was just cool. It felt good.
They feel good, but like it's not worth it.
Yeah. I'd like to do it sleeping. That is why. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it would just be. It's intense. Because it has to be intense to happen.
Yeah, I just.
So
the cleanup is just not worth it to me.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
That's weird.
What?
That the cleanup's not worth it, man. Like the shit you're into.
I don't feel like cleaning up. I don't like cleaning things.
Yeah, but dude, you like to pee on shit.
My God, calm down. Jesus Christ. Moving on. Next episode.
Okay, next episode is Lord's Prayer.
You gotta bring it up every time. I told you one time. Lord's Prayer.
I didn't think you were gonna own up to it. You could have just not. Nobody would have known.
Orel discovers that they have a new neighbor.
Yeah. While he's playing Ark with his
And immediately has a connection with the daughter.
Brother. Oh, also in this one, the bird in the intro.
Yeah, it dies.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know if that continues.
The bird is a symbol for the show, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it show up more?
Yeah.
We're gonna pay attention.
Yeah.
As we watch.
And he immediately has a connection with the daughter.
Yeah.
And they have dinner with the family next door.
Yeah. And
the family's pretty much the exact replica of the Puffington family.
Yeah, just slight differences.
What are Posabels?
Posables.
Posables, yeah.
Yeah.
Posables.
Yeah, duh, yeah.
Another
Yeah. But their names aren't.
Puns?
Yeah, not really.
Their first names aren't puns.
Yeah, their first names aren't puns.
Their names are posable.
Yeah. The last name is the pun.
Puffington Posable. Yeah.
Yeah, but Mark and Poppet and Christina Posable.
And then Block's the only one.
Yeah, Block is the only one. You're right.
Yeah, like a block of clay.
Also, Christina.
Yeah.
The daughter.
Yeah.
And Orel's love interest. It freaks me out how much they look alike. Like when I see Orel ogling him, I can't help but to think in my head about
her?
Yeah, ogling her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't help but to think in my head like somebody looks too much like me. That'd freak me out, man.
Yeah. I think
unless it was a clone. That's a different story.
It might have been the same model of character and they just put longer hair on it.
It looked like the head was a little bit longer. Like a slight different shape.
Maybe. It's just it's like, it's that cartoon tradition.
Yeah, I get it.
Just put a bow on a character.
Yeah.
Now it's a girl. Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
And the father are both alcoholics in both families. The mother is
obsessive,
compulsive
cleaning lady.
And the kids are the littlest kids are brats.
Yeah, and stupid.
Yeah, and the oldest kids
and they don't give a shit about them.
Super religious. Yeah, exactly. Neither of them give a shit.
Yeah.
And most likely their marriage is also miserable.
Probably.
Yeah. We can see that, but we can probably. They get along
very well,
especially with Clay and Mark listening to the same comedy record that they both apparently own, which is Non-Threatening Negro Comedy Volume 1. It's a Cosby joke.
They even did the cover like Cosby.
Like a Cosby cover.
Yeah, no. Like,
and then they play it.
Yeah.
He's just like, you ever know that weird guy?
They're like, my uncle something is weird.
He's weird.
He's a weird guy.
It's so
weird. And they like have it down. They know the what's it called? The
which does kind of fit the sort of inoffensive comedy.
Yeah.
Just describe. Alright, guy.
They like had the
maybe that's just like a stand-up parody of stand-up comedy.
No, I think it was the Cosby.
Yeah.
It's a very obvious Cosby.
It's a parody of comedy, but the material may have just been like a general parody of stand-up.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit like Cosby's comedy.
It does fit.
It does, but it's like
not specifically.
Yeah.
It may have just been a general parody of stand-up comedy, which a lot of stand-up comedy is just going, that's a weird pattern of behavior.
But the thing about Cosby's is that it wasn't that great, so all his joke was is that it was just weird.
Cosby
is a rapist.
Yeah, it's not the point I was going to make.
Yeah, but we got to say that.
People know that.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that Cosby, he's an inspiration on comics. I don't particularly find him funny. I understand his influence. He was also in the 60s one of the most popular comedians in America.
Yeah.
Like, I think he might have his record beaten, or he still holds the record for most Grammys. No, I think it was that dude who made those classical musical albums, but they were like parodies of classical music. No, for a stand-up for most Grammys for best comedy record at the Grammys.
Hmm.
Just regular old stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might have won.
Or Louis beat him. I don't remember.
Yeah.
No, actually, Louis I think has less comedy albums.
Yeah.
Anyways, it just feels like it was a general parody because Dino and other writers for the show, I don't know, every writer of the show, they come from the world of like improv comedy or they've performed on Dino. I think his stage stuff is like double act shit. It's like Andy Dick and shit.
Yeah.
In comedy writing.
Yeah.
So
I don't really know Dino's other work besides
Moral Orel. He wrote in the 90s on the original like Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was a Mr. Show writer.
Yeah, Mr. Show.
Yeah.
Wait.
His first comedy performance stuff was with Andy Dick in a double act.
Was Mr. Show? That was Bob Odenkirk, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And David Cross.
Okay, yeah. So one of the few Mr. Show sketches.
And he also wrote on Community. And performed on and acted on Community.
And was like a producer.
Yeah.
Starburns.
He was Starburns.
Starburns Industries.
Yeah.
The only sketch I really know of Dino was the David Cross's he does the monologue.
Yeah. Because he's his chair.
Yeah. And Dino is one of the people that he's auditioning in front of.
Yeah, he wrote that. Yeah.
Dino did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I love that one.
Yeah.
That made me laugh so hard. Also, it's just like one of those conceptual things.
Yeah. But the family gets along until they have dinner, and they discover that they pray slightly differently, and they come from slightly different they come from different Christian denominations. I think the Puffingtons are Protestant, and the Posables are Methodist, something like that. All right, yeah, I can't figure out what.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just confirmed that the Puffingtons are. Maybe it's just a slight difference in the way they pray.
Yeah,
the forgiving debt and forgiving trespassers, something like that.
I have no clue.
And the families apparently have such differences that the Posables are moving shortly after that because they don't want to live next to the Puffingtons.
Yeah, there's a scene when they go to dinner at the Puffingtons' house and they start praying and they're like,
"That's what I just said."
No, did you?
Yeah.
No, shit. We stopped and started a little bit, so.
And as the family leaves, they don't notice that they've switched children.
Yeah. Block is at the Puffingtons, and Shapey
Block is the Posable's son.
Yeah, the Posable son.
Shapey's with the Posables.
I ain't no Posable son.
And that remains that way for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, did they switch back in season 3?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I kind of remember that.
They don't even switch back. Now the Puffingtons are raising both Block and Shapey.
Shit, okay.
She just gives...
Jesus Christ. Spoilers.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, you asked, so I'll
just
give you the answer.
Yeah. I shouldn't have asked on the commentary. So then, we forgot about the scene where Blaberta shows Poppet her cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
That she has alphabetized.
And something... No, she's alphabetized it.
Blaberta.
No.
No, she...
Poppet.
No, Boppet...
Poppet.
Poppet, she does chronological order, for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah.
And Blaberta has it organized by...
Blaberta loses her shit when she discovers that when Poppet points out that something's out of place.
Yeah, she starts like howling, growling, and
like
shit.
Like a monkey.
Yeah. And then Poppet kind of joins in a little bit.
Yeah.
Maintains a little bit more control.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then,
But the real meat of the episode is later on now Christina and Orel have a romance going on.
Yeah.
And, to the point where Orel can, say the prayer.
Yeah.
That she says, which is forgetting debt.
Yeah.
they go to Inspirational Point, pretty much a makeout point in town. Where Orel hears a couple say Jesus Christ and thinks that they're praying.
Yeah.
And obviously they're fucking.
Wait, so was Inspirational Point, was that like a joke itself?
Yeah. Like most names in the show.
No, but like for her giving it to Orel through the paper plane through the window, was it an inspirational point that she was making? Is that the joke, or is it just that's their makeout point?
I think it's just their makeout point.
Oh, okay.
They go there to pray.
Yeah.
And do a naughty thing, which is
pray the wrong verse. And so at the dinner,
they're told by their parents to be afraid of each other.
Yeah.
Because of that. And but it's all's well that ends well, because Orel and Christina, or little female Christ, as Clay calls her.
Tiny little female Christ.
That's it, yeah. End up together at the end of all of this.
Yeah.
And it's a very important show to the continuity of the show.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because of both Block introduced Puffington's new kid, Block, as well as Christina and Orel.
So, Orel goes to Repressional.
Yes, he goes to a Repressional.
Yeah.
Where, which is the
confessional for the Protestants, I guess.
Yeah. Of Puffington, at least.
Yeah.
Where the principal of Orel School tells Reverend Putty straight up that he's having an affair with Nurse Putty. Nurse Bindi.
Yeah.
Nurse Putty.
Yeah.
His names.
Yeah, Putty wouldn't have been that interested, hopefully, in Nurse Putty, as he was Miss Bindi. Or Nurse Bindi.
Yeah. Well, I know he just likes the gossip.
Yeah. I don't know. But, yeah, so... And then we see Clay's, like, drinking, has multiple drinks poured already.
Yeah. He drinks them,
drinking them.
Says, until he can tolerate Blaberta's presence.
Yeah.
He's
like,
hater. Tolerator. It's a great little
it's a good
pun joke, wordplay.
Clay spanks Moral as Art is spanking Christina.
Yeah.
We see a little shot of that from Orel's point of view. He's looking out the window and you can see it happening.
No, I don't think he's watching, actually.
Oh, I think we can just see it then?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. I see.
Just like a double shot of it happening at the same time, which is a beautiful little shot for the show.
Yeah, Javon thinks it's real beautiful when kids are getting spanked. He loves those shots. He loves images of kids getting spanked. Yeah.
Not the first person to do a joke implying I'm a pedophile in these 24 hours.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta talk about that.
About what? I do Discord chats.
With children?
Shut up, dude.
So those were episodes 7 and 8 of Moral Orel season 2.
A dude about your age made the same joke early, a couple hours ago.
So yeah.
Yeah.
This has been 2004.
That's because I also implied he was a pedophile first.
Give us a like. Tell us about our formatting. Explain some shit to us.
Tell us to stop saying and
Yeah. And we won't. Well, you can tell us about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been 2004 Podcast Odyssey, Moral Orel season 2, episodes 7 and 8.
Did you say Porncast Odyssey?
What did I say?
It sounded like you said Porncast Odyssey.
Maybe I did. I'm too tired to remember.
All right.
All right.